Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and in this video I'm going to give you 10 underrated movies that I feel deserve a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray release. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, in this video, I am going to list 10 underrated movies that I feel would deserve a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. Now, when it comes to film itself by nature, it's very subjective. Audiences will gravitate towards one movie as opposed to another, and we all have our likes when it comes to just film in general. You know, whether it's something a cult classic or underappreciated, or for, the title of this video, underrated, I think there are movies that we would love to see get the best possible release on a physical format. If you're a fan of the 4K Ultra HD format, you know all the benefits that come along with giving something the 4K treatment. Whether it's the HDR and Dolby Vision gratings, the upgraded audio, there's no limits really to how a movie can look and sound when given the 4K treatment, and I think there's so many movies out there that deserve that chance. So we're going to start with the top 10 list here. I will probably do another video about this sometime in the future because I feel really there's so many underrated movies that would absolutely shine on 4K Ultra HD. So let's not waste any time, let's jump into my number 10. When I think of underrated, I believe this first movie definitely defines that term, and that is Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. The film stars Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, and in my opinion, it's extremely underappreciated. If you've ever watched the movie, you know visually speaking it's very unique. It also has a unique storytelling element, and it's just an absolutely fun movie. It gives you a nice early 20s alternate universe type of film, and I would love to see the 4K rendition of this one. I think it would just absolutely shine on the format, and if you've never seen Sky Captain, do yourself a favor, give it a rent. I think if you like a good adventure, alternate history type of movie, this one will definitely fill that itch. Absolutely do yourself a favor, check out Sky Captain, and hopefully one day this one will see a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. At number 9, that will go to The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I feel Ben Stiller as an actor, it can be very hit or miss, and I think his box office is also very reflective of that. But for me personally, this one is my favorite Ben Stiller film. I don't know, something about it really speaks to me. And of course it has several beautiful locations because the main character goes traveling for a lot of the film, and you see so many beautiful highlights, and a 4K upgraded edition of this would really bring out the colors, the landscapes. It would just absolutely look breathtaking on the format. An audio upgrade would also be most welcome. But if you've never seen The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, do yourself a favor, give this one a shot. It's not your typical Ben Stiller comedy kind of a film, and I think it's very underappreciated, and maybe one day we will see a 4K disc. My number 8 is going to go to the sci-fi thriller Underwater, starring Kristen Stewart. I was very surprised about how much I enjoyed this film when I saw it in theaters, and I was equally surprised that it only got a physical Blu-ray release. Of course, this does have a 4K digital copy, but this channel is all about the physical media, so I would love to see a physical 4K disc. This movie looks great. It has a lot of fantastic visuals, and an audio to fully Dolby Atmos would be absolutely, I feel, demo worthy. This movie is very underappreciated. I really encourage you to see this one. It's a good sci-fi thriller, and if you're not a fan of Kristen Stewart, don't worry about it. I feel pretty good in this, and she also has a good cast supporting her. This movie is all about the sci-fi underwater thriller aspects, and I think it would really shine on the 4K format. My number 7, I'm going to give that to Get Shorty from director Barry Sonnenfeld and starring John Travolta. I'll admit, on this entire list, this is probably the movie that would benefit the least when it comes to visual or audio upgrades. I admit that. But for me, I think it's just a personal want on this particular list. I enjoy the movie so much, and I feel really the driving force would be to improve on the not so great Blu-ray. I like this movie quite a bit, and I think the acting performances, the cast, are just wonderful here, and I think it would deserve a 4K upgrade regardless. But for me personally, Get Shorty, I feel it's also very underrated. I don't think a lot of people talk about this one, and hopefully a 4K release would breathe new life into it. I think it's definitely something that should be on a lot of people's underrated list, and maybe one day we'll get a 4K disc. At number 6 is probably one of the most obscure titles on my list, and that is the Red Violin. I love a good historical drama, and I was really just blown away when I saw this one initially. It has some great historical settings and time periods, and I think would really benefit from a 4K upgrade. The Blu-ray is also not the best. It is a little bit rough at times, and I think for such visual, beautiful settings, it deserves a lot better. Also, with the aforementioned Red Violin, you get a lot of great musical cues, and while I think an Atmos upgrade or DTS:X upgrade would be great, it wouldn't be necessarily something that would be demo worthy, but it would still be a nice dynamic, just kind of a room-filling experience. I think a 4K edition of the Red Violin would be most welcome, and hopefully if you've seen the movie, you would agree with me. My number 5, that will go to Tim Burton's Mars Attacks. Honestly, I would put any of Tim Burton's films on a 4K Blu-ray want list, and this one is no exception. But I do feel even among his fans, this one's pretty much underappreciated. But visually speaking, this would look really fantastic on 4K Blu-ray. The HDR would just pop visually with the colors. Those Martian attacks would look great. And an upgraded Dolby Atmos, what I think would just take things to another level. Honestly, this movie I think really deserves a 4K disc, and I think Warner Brothers may make this one happen down the line. But yes, Mars Attacks is my number 5. At number 4, that will go to Executive Decision starring Kurt Russell. I think as an action movie in general, this one is very overlooked as it is. But given a 4K upgrade, I think it would breathe new life into it and probably bring a little bit more attention to the movie itself. This one for me would be all about the Dolby Atmos audio upgrade. The nature of the film itself, where hostages are on an airliner and they're trying to rescue them from another jet and trying to, get them from one place to the other, I think would really shine audio-wise. And of course, the HDR grading would really give this whole thing a new look visually. The Blu-ray is a little rough. It does not look great, so I think for that reason alone, it would warrant an upgrade, and maybe one day Executive Decision will see a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. For my number 3, it's another Kurt Russell film, and this time it's Soldier. When it comes to sci-fi films, I feel this one is very underrated on its own, but yeah, this one I think would definitely deserve a 4K upgrade, and it would really benefit in both audio and video. A Dolby Atmos in a sci-fi setting would really sound great. It would put you right into the film, and visually speaking, in HDR grading, this one would just really, I think, shine visually. I like this movie quite a bit. If you've never seen it, it's just like, Kurt Russell is a genetically modified soldier, and he's going off planet to deal with some insurgents, and hilarious hijinks ensue. But no, it's a good film, it's plenty of action, and Kurt Russell may not talk a lot in this movie, due to the nature of his character, but I think a 4K upgrade, both visually and audio-wise, would just really benefit this film greatly. At number 2 is What Dreams May Come, starring Robin Williams. If you've ever seen this movie, you know 2 facts. It can be very depressing, but also visually speaking, it's absolutely gorgeous and would really just look its best on 4K Ultra HD. The HDR grading in the various scenes would put this thing to another level. It would just make everything pop off the screen. And while an audio upgrade would be nice, it's not exactly necessary, but just the overall 4K presentation I think would tie this film together. It's not an easy movie to watch, and in fact, it's one of Robin Williams', I feel it's one of his more, emotionally gut-punching roles. But if you're gonna go back to this one, watch it in the best possible format. What Dreams May Come is not something you would put on repeat viewing, but when you do watch it, a 4K disc would just, I think, put this thing up to another level. And for my number 1 underrated movie that I would like to see on a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, that will go to Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World. This film stars Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany, and if you like naval combat, this movie will absolutely deliver on all fronts. And here, I will not knock the Blu-ray. Audio-wise, it is a great audio experience, but imagine what an upgraded Atmos track would sound like. Wow, this thing would just really shine, and visually upgraded to an HDR or Dolby Vision, this one would just, I think, have the entire package all in one 4K disc. I love watching this movie. It is absolutely underrated. If you've never seen it, I couldn't recommend this one enough. Master and Commander has great performances. a great visual setting, and just the naval combat will rock your home theater. Give this one a shot, but better still, let's see this one on 4K Blu-ray. Maybe one day as a wish list item, this one will happen, but yes, that is my #1 pick. So those are 10 underrated movies that I would like to see on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray one day. I'll do another one of these videos in the future, but in the meantime, let me know in the comments section below, what would you put on your list? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.